Holiday edition of 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Let's take you to the Ashanti region. Our Ashanti regional correspondent Ibrahim Abubakar is on the phone lines. We'll gauge the mood in the area. Good morning, Ibrahim. How are you doing? Eid Mubarak to you.
Eid Mubarak too. Good morning. I'm doing good.
Good morning. How is the atmosphere? How is the vibe? Have the celebrations already commenced?
Helen, obviously excitement filled in the air, even though we had a section of the Muslims observing their Eid prayers yesterday. Majority will be observing it today. So you move to the Muslim-dominated areas, excitement, especially with the kids. You know, when it's about festival, it's usually the kids who are more excited because for the parents, expenditure and other things, it's crazy. But see, it's just about the time of the year where we just have to thank God for being able to go through the 3 months of fasting successfully.
Absolutely.
So as we speak, people are moving to their various mosques. Most of the mosques will be observing the Eid prayers by 10 a.m. But like I said, this is a special day, and because we don't want anyone to be left out of the day, the Eid celebration has been structured in a way that you have to extend a helping hand to the needy so that everybody will be able to observe the joyous moment. That's how come we have what we call the Eid-ul Fitr. For every individual, provided you can afford, you are able to have 3 decent meals a day. It is mandatory on you to make sure that you supply food items, specifically rice or even maize, to your neighbors. Even a day-old born is also required to provide. So if you have a family of 10, at least you can get 5 or 5 kilos of rice and distribute, because 2 people, you distribute 5 kilo for 2 people. So it's like I said, it's structured so that everybody will be able to observe or enjoy the day. So people are moving, and you know, you come here after Eid prayers. That's when the distribution of rice and meat will start. This is not the Eid other where we slaughter the animals, but even with this one, at least the distribution of rice and other food items would have to be done so that everybody enjoys the day. So it's quite an exciting day. You could see that people are in a hurry to go to their various mosques and observe the Eid prayers.
Absolutely. Ibrahim, hold that thought for me. Don't go too far. I'll come back to you, and then I promise I'll let you get on with your celebrations. But Christopher Amarco is also on the phone lines, and he's our Northern Regional correspondent. And Christopher, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Eid Mubarak.
Good morning. Eid Mubarak to you as well.
Now, where exactly are you speaking to us from this morning?
Okay, so this morning I'm speaking to you from the East Gonja municipality of the Savannah region, Salaga to be precise.
Okay, then that means that the excitement is certainly in the air. How are preparations going? What is the atmosphere and the vibe so far?
In fact, the Muslim community in Salaga today is full of joy and happiness. As we speak, in the Salaga community, all the various Eid grounds, the prayers have just been observed and is over. They are moving back to their various homes to have their fun and also interact with family and friends. So it is a very happy moment today, as every Muslim today is happy and has come to the Eid grounds to also observe the Eid prayers. I must also emphasize that yesterday a cross-section of the Muslim community here observed the Eid prayers, and today others are also continuing.
Certainly an exciting start to the day. Let me go back to Ibrahim Abubakar and ask a question about the celebrations today. I wanted to find out, Ibrahim, if the Edu market fires have had any kind of effect on the day's celebrations, or is it still underway despite some of the unfortunate, happenings post the fire?
Well, there has been support from individuals and groups, and obviously the affected victims who say they are unable to properly observe the Eid celebration because they've lost their entire investment. But like I said, because it's structured in a way that you have to help the neighbor make sure that they are okay, when it comes to what they will eat for the day, I think it is well catered for. But tell him before I end, one key concern that the Muslim community or the leadership of the Muslim community have observed and they want it to be addressed is how some of the Muslim youth switch to social vices immediately after the 30 days. Once observing the 30 day of fasting, you realize that most of the young Muslim girls and boys are comporting themselves in this. In fact, discipline is at the highest level. But just after the 30 days, then you find people switching back to other social vices. And I think this has been a bit consistent. That's how come this year the leadership are trying to engage them that, look, the fact that you are fasting this month doesn't mean all your sins have been cleansed, and for that matter, you can continue to sin till the next fasting. And the issue of peace and religious tolerance has also been preached to these young Muslims. And also, there are concerns about political leaders using Eid celebration and also other Muslim activities to be distributing rice and other things. Now the youth want us to go beyond it and make sure that infrastructure-wise, the Zongo communities are benefiting, then also other education scholarships so that people will be able to empower themselves to the extent that they will be able to afford these things rather than every year the leadership will be there, then we'll be providing rice and oil for them. And it is not to the disadvantage of the larger community. So these are the things this year that has been observed, and the Muslim leadership say they are trying to work in relation to this one to be able to change the status quo and make sure that the Muslim man and woman are equally being empowered to be able to be independent financially, socially, physically, and everything.
Absolutely. Ibrahim Abubakar, thank you so much for that update. I know that you as well have to get ready for your own celebrations. Do have a wonderful day. The celebrations are already underway. Let me get back onto the lines and speak with Christopher Amwako, and he is in Salaga as the celebrations are underway. And Chris, you mentioned that prayers have already commenced at this time. Now, what, or shall I say, how are religious and local leaders working to ensure a smooth and peaceful celebration in the town?
Yeah, so that has been the concern of the leadership of the Muslim community, because they believe that as Muslims they are one people, and in Islam one of the belief is that Islam stands for peace, and so staying peaceful with your neighbor and everyone around you is an indication that you are practicing the doctrines of Islam. And so they have indicated that embracing peace is an ultimate way of harnessing especially development in the area, because once there is peaceful atmosphere, investors and government programs will be able to be implemented effectively for the benefit of the people. So for now, the commentary and the preachings that has been ongoing after the Eid prayers has to do with a peaceful Salaga, a peaceful Savannah region, a peaceful Northern Ghana, and a peaceful Ghana. that has been the prayers of the people here.
Now, Ibrahim was telling us about some concerns of religious leaders that young ones will fast for 30 days and will observe all the practices and, be on best behavior, as it were. But as soon as the fasting is done and the celebrations begin, they throw away all those good practices and seem to go back to their vices. Is that something that you've picked up from religious leaders as a concern, especially as far as the youth in the area is concerned?
Yes, so yesterday, the paramount chief of the Kwemi traditional area, Kwemiura Bambange and the FOB actually raised that concern, especially on the use of opioid and other hard substances by the youth. This came as something that is to warn, especially those who engage in the sale of these hard drugs. Now, quite apart from that, they believe that some of the social vices that the youth are engaged in is because of the availability of the drugs that they take. That in the time past, even though some of these social vices we're talking about exist, but we do not see most of the youth abusing or engaging in some of these social vices. But because of the availability of drugs and its abuse, the youth are now engaged in such acts. And so they have cautioned the youth, and especially those who engage in the sale of these hard drugs, that they will come after them.
I see. And that's certainly a very important call, especially given what we're seeing across the country as far as drug use, alcohol abuse is concerned. Now, has the economic apologies there? We've lost Christopher Amarko on the line. I was going to ask him whether or not the economic situation has affected preparations for Eid. Eid is a very, very big celebration indeed. So in terms of, shopping for food, clothing and gifts, we'll try and get some perspective and also give you some more intel on what's going on across the country. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Happy Eid to us all. Eid Mubarak. Enjoy.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
We are the station for your celebration. Happy holiday. 3FM 92.7.